Oh, hello. I'm Cicero. And welcome to an English translation of my Verrem's. To one. I hope you will. You know that Aspendas is an ancient and noble town in Pamphylia, very full of excellent statues. I shall not say that this statue or that statue was stolen from there. I say this, that you left no statue berries at Aspendas. That everything was carried out on wagons from the temples, from public places, openly, with everyone watching, and was exported. And even he took away that Aspendian harp player, about which you often heard, that which is used as a proverb for Greek men, whom they used to say, sings everything inside. And he put it deep in his own house, in order to seem that he himself even surpassed it in trickery. At Perga, we know that there is a very ancient and holy temple. I say that that also was stripped and plundered by you. That what god there was, and Diana herself, was pulled off and stolen. What, alas, is that? Such boldness and mindlessness! For as for the cities of our allies and friends, which you visited in the office and name of your diplomatic position, if you'd invaded them with force and an army and military command, however, I think when it comes to the statues and ornaments you've taken from those cities, you would have deported them, not to your own house, nor to the suburban villas of your friends, but to Rome, to be publicly displayed. What shall I say about Marcus Marcellus, who captured Syracuse, the most beautiful city? What about Lucius Scipio, who waged war in Asia and conquered Antiochus, a most powerful king? What about Flaminius, who subdued King Philip and Macedonia? What about Lucius Paulus, who overpowered King Perses with force and virtue? What about Lucius Mummius, who took the very beautiful and elegant city, Corinth, very full of all things, and brought many cities of Achaia and Boeotia under the control and dominion of the Roman people? Their houses, although they flourished in honour and virtue, were empty of statues and paintings. But indeed we shall see the whole city and the temples of the gods in all parts of Italy decorated with their gifts and monuments. I fear that this, perhaps, may seem to some people too ancient and now obsolete. For at that time, all were so equally of that sort, that this praise of extraordinary virtue and innocence seems to belong not only to the men, but truly even to those times. Publius Servilius, a very famous man, who has done the greatest deeds, is present to bring his judgment on you. By force, troops, wisdom, virtue, he captured Olympus, an ancient city, and one increased and embellished in all things. I'm bringing forward a recent example of a very brave man. For Servilius took the enemy city of Olympus as general of the Roman people, after you, in those same places, as legate of the Quaestor, took care to ransack and harass the peaceful cities of our allies and friends. The things which you stole from the most sacred temples with wickedness and like a robber, those things we cannot see except in your house and your friends' houses. Now the statues and ornaments with which Publius Servilius took, captured captured by force and virtue from the enemy's cities, according to the laws of war and his rights as commander. Those things he brought home to the Roman people, carried them in his triumph, made sure they should be described on public tablets in the treasury. You can recognise from the public documents the diligence of that most honourable man. Read.
The accounts delivered by Publius Servilius.
You see not only the number of statues, but also the size of each one, the figure, the condition defined in writing. Certainly, greater is the sense of joy and virtue in victory than that pleasure which arises from lust and desire. I say that Servilius treated the booty of the Roman people much more carefully than you noted and catalogued your stolen goods. You will say that your statues and paintings were also an adornment to the city and to the forum of the Roman people. I remember. I saw, along with the Roman people, the forum, the assembly house, adorned, in terms of appearance, with magnificent decoration, but in terms of consideration and thought, with bitterness and grief. I saw everything shining with your stolen goods, with booty of the provinces, with the spoils of our allies and friends. At that time, indeed, judges, that man, conceived the very great hope of the rest of his crimes also. For he saw that those men who wanted to be called masters were slaves to those desires.